It's almost 9 o'clock. Time to leave this place and go meet new people and see new places. The guy next to me, I moved to this position to get closer to McDonald's. The guy next to me is still standing there with two pilots, but by the time you reach that light and the ramp, it'll be 9 o'clock. Like my truck watch says 8:59, but the cell phone says 8:58. So yeah, the curfew for when you're over 12 feet wide, the curfew is from 7 to 9 in this county, Wood County, and then the next one, I forgot the name of that one. So I just emailed my pilot to say I'm leaving truck stop in 2 minutes, and then I emailed the freight broker, told them
take the next right onto Ohio 18 West, then turn right onto the I-75 North ramp.
Told them the same thing. This light is really short. You see, now my truck clock shows 9 o'clock. Yeah, a lot of people took that video yesterday too seriously. It was a kind of a joke video, right? Pretty chilly in the morning. I got up at 5:30 for some reason and did 2 circles around the truck stop, just walking fast, and then I did some weight exercises with my kettlebells. Actually, yesterday I tried that weighted vest. So I was asking a friend of mine who has a similar vest. I said, what kind of weight do you recommend, starting with? But he didn't answer, and so I wanted to start at 20 pounds, and then I figured out all these weights, they were 4 pounds each. And so to use 20 pounds, you have to put 2 on the front, 2 on the back. Only. And I thought, I think my backpack, which I always carry with me, has a computer, a camera, 300mm lens, the charger for the computer. So I figured I already have probably 10 pounds in there that I'm used to. And so I thought that 20 pounds would not be too much of a difference, and so I put in 4 bags on the front, 16, and 4 bags on the back, 16. So, and I walked around 2 times around the truck stop, so I had 32 pounds. And actually, it's a pretty comfortable vest. You know, it looks like special forces, you know, like as if you have a body armor. But I felt it right away on my neck, like, you know, the muscles that, you know, you exercise when you lift your shoulders with a weight. So those muscles that connect the neck and the shoulder, they were getting sore, you know, right away. So I, just because of that, like legs was fine, the body itself, you know, the back was fine, but the neck was just killing me because of so 32 pounds was still, and I'm surprised I don't feel any pain this morning. I thought, you know what, when you like over exercise some muscles, they hurt on the next day, but I don't feel anything. All right, so the plan is to reach Toledo in one piece, and they always send me on 475, you know, like the bypass around Toledo, right? Instead of letting me stay on 75, I have to take the left exit on 475, go around, and then jump back on 75. And somewhere there's a pilot truck stop, and that's where my pilot or escort is gonna be sitting on the ramp there. And I said I probably need roughly like 40 minutes, so I said let's meet at 9:45. And she said okay. It's the same lady I used before, Teresa. She knows the area because she's from Michigan. And so yesterday we were texting about the route they are sending us on, and that's why we are doing this video, because I'll be going through downtown Detroit again, specifically on Highway 3. Like there's we take 75 all the way to downtown Detroit, and then there's a split there where you have 75 goes north, and there's a I-375, I think, that goes south towards the river. And right at that split we keep going straight, and so we leave I-75, and that's Highway 3. And the only problem with that is, and she was asking me, did you see your route? Did you look into your did you check your route yet? And I said no, because yesterday I was in Ohio, before that I was in West Virginia. But I just looked at the general idea, so I saw that Highway 3, but I didn't check it against the map. And so she says, basically she was saying there was something wrong there. And because as soon as we take Highway 3, they want us to turn left on Highway 52 instead of staying on 3, and then jump on 94 till the next exit where 94 meets 3, and then go back on 3. Kind of like we're detouring the section of Highway 3 between 52 and 94 for some reason. And that's what Teresa was saying. She says, according to Google Maps, you cannot go on 94 from 52. The ramp is closed. There's construction. So what do you do in a situation like this? So they gave me a route that physically is impossible to follow, like specifically that 52. And so we'll have to figure something. I'm guessing maybe just I'll ask Teresa to lift lift the no entry sign and go inside with a 12-10 wide load, I still have a half an hour to Michigan line to figure that out. And I'm already used to driving with this load because on the left side I'm pretty much inside the zipper. I just gotta watch the shoulder for any stopped vehicles or, you know, any skinny bridges, because all my oversized stuff is here. And I put an extra flag in there, so everything is flapping, it's highly visible. I have my light, flashing light, I got my lights. And Teresa, I'm always arguing with her, like as soon as I enter Michigan, I kill all my lights. Because once I almost got a ticket at the Michigan scale because I had my rooftop light flashing, and the guy says, oh, I can give you a ticket because it's not on your permit. And then I started paying attention, and looks like, yeah, Michigan, the only time you need a light is when you're over 90 feet long. When you need a pilot because of the length, right? Like right now, I only need a pilot because of the width. So I'm over 12 feet wide. And once you're over 12 feet wide, you need a pilot in Michigan. And but I read every word of the permit on my permit. Okay, here's that keen guy with the big box that was sitting next to me when I was leaving. So 4-axle truck, beat, pretty long wheelbase, 4-axle trailer. Look at that thing. That's like probably 16 feet wide. Wow. That's just nuts. Like his wheels, in order for his left side to be inside the zipper, his wheels are on this wake-up plate, you know? That's really wide. This is I-475 North. I'm turning east in 11 clicks. And when I left the truck stop, I had a slight leak on the trailer in the last axle. There's a valve right after the storage tank. There's a valve, and I could hear something was amiss, and I moved my hand trying to find what's wrong. And I noticed this sometimes happens in cold weather, and I know that it disappears after you drive for like 10-15 minutes. And now I see the pressure stays the same. So basically the leak cured itself, which reminds me that I gotta buy one of those it's called brake antifreeze. It's kind of like a liquid in a can, and it works very well. Some people say you could use vodka or whiskey, but that's not good because vodka only has 40% alcohol, 60% is water, so it can still freeze. Whereas this anti-freeze, the brake liquid, it has a much higher concentration of alcohol. And so I just opened glad hands in the front between the truck and the trailer, and I just put a few drops in there, maybe like a spoonful of that liquid, and just quickly connect the hoses so it doesn't spill out. And then I push the brake pedal a few times so that it starts traveling inside the trailer. But before I do that, I gotta climb under the trailer and open those cocks on each storage tank and drain the air, because my trailer, like the one before, they don't have like the wire you can pull like a cable like on the truck. Right on the trailer there's a tank, and right under the tank there's a tap or cock, which sometimes is it gets rusted. It's not easy to open, and I'm always afraid I can break it. If I break it open, that's it, all the air will get out. But that's why it starts leaking, you know. There's somewhere there's a little bit of ice and you get a leak. Then once that ice melts, the leak disappears, right? So that's why it's important in cold weather and wet weather, especially cold wet, when it's raining or snowing, right? And it's freezing temperature. It's important to drain the brakes, not just on your truck but on your trailer. That's one thing I learned. I wish they would give you those cables, you know. It would be so much easier to drain with a cable instead of crawling underneath and, you know, fooling around with that half-rusted tap. But it does feel good. It feels like you're almost about to open a beer can, you know. It has the same feel, except instead of beer, you have air hissing, you know. So I'm gonna do that now when I'm gonna stop at Smith Creek. I want to get fuel. Somebody said it was below 350. I gotta look at that moron. Are you allowed to do this? You know what would happen? I'm just curious. You know what would happen if the arm on my pipe layer hits this guy at 56 miles per hour? What do you guys think? Just leave comments below. Man. You know, okay, I understand you're on the shoulder, but you know, keep the heck away, but he can't because there's a wall, right? So he's sticking out over here. Like, what am I supposed to do, right? Kill the guy? Unbelievable. So what I was saying is, yeah, when I stop at that marathon in Smith Creek or Marysville, I'm pretty sure they sell these anti-freeze brake liquids. I think I still have one in my compartment on the left here behind the driver's door, but I think I'm pretty low. I'm pretty low over there, so I'll check, but I might need to buy a new one and just put a little bit inside the glad hands so that this leak doesn't happen again. All right, we're entering Sylvania, and my turn is in 2.3 clicks, because if you stay in these two lanes, and you go straight, you end up on US 23, and only this lane goes east. Actually, no, that one as well. So this one and this one. This one you can go either straight on 23 or east on 475 back to I-75, but this one is definitely the one I need. So time now is 9:45. You see, I was right. I left at 2 minutes before 9, right? So I was on the freeway at 9. I was on the road at 9, just as the curfew lifted, and it still took me 45 minutes just to get here. And from here,
600 meters, take the I-475 east exit toward Toledo.
I think it's another 10 minutes till I reach I-75. But I did stop actually, yeah, when I jumped on 475 from 75, I noticed my hood was jumping up and down, like the right hand
Take the I-475 east exit.
the right hand latch came undone, and the hood was jumping all over the place, making very annoying noise. Oh yeah, it's 10 kilometers. It says in 10 or now 9.9 kilometers we're keeping left. To get on I-75, so I'm guessing Teresa is already sitting there on the ramp, so I'm not gonna stop. We agreed once again, so the channel, the CB channel is the day of the month. Man, so the day of the month is December 20th, and so we're gonna keep it on channel 20 unless there's too much interference. Now you see, you gotta be able to react really fast with a load this wide, because it would really be, you know, bad manners to hit a police car. Can you imagine how angry the guy would be? Man. But you see how where he stopped? Well, I'm guessing there was an accident there, but he stopped after the curve where you cannot see him beforehand. Like I usually, if I see a police car, like, you know, 2 miles away, I'll start changing lanes. But this guy, it was like this situation, and he's on a curve. You know, he should give you more warning, like maybe back this way, so where people, like, where the curve starts, right? But they don't care. They don't care. So they don't care if somebody hits them or not, because, you know, they have a good pension, you know, and a good insurance package, so the family will be fine. I think that's the thinking on the force. They will take care of my family if something happens. But so far so good, except I almost out of coffee. That's not good, because I'm gonna have some stressful moments for sure going through Detroit. I wish I would have bought some chewing gum, you know. Actually, that's a tip as well. If you are driving, if you have a load like this, you know, where you're getting nervous in intense traffic, chewing gum helps relieve stress. Trust me. I remember when I moved to Moscow, Russia, back in what, 92, and the speed of life in Moscow was so intense. I was stressed out all the time, and so I had to I started chewing gum, because I don't smoke, right? So I started chewing gum, and it helped. You know, especially, let's say I was meeting the client for the first time, because I was doing sales, you know, like real estate leasing sales. We were leasing apartments, and then later I started leasing office space. And you know, it can be stressful, right? You're talking to a guy, you have to persuade him, or a girl, you have to persuade them to get your property and pay you the big commission. And so from those days I remember that the chewing gum is great. So I forgot to buy one now. And especially now they have this no sugar chewing gum, right? It pretty much has no carbs.
In 3 kilometers, take exit 20B on the left toward Detroit.
I think my favorite is watermelon. Okay, we need 20B. 20B. When? 2.7 clicks. Okay. Oh boy. But I cannot be in the left lane there because the shoulder is not, well, actually it's pretty wide. Okay, 2 kilometers. Okay, here we go. Thing sticks out like, you know, as they say, as a sore thumb. Oh, wait a second, there's 2 lanes. They always get me over here. It's not just 1 lane that goes to 75 north, it's 2 lanes. But it's too late now.
In 600 meters, take exit 20B on the left toward Detroit.
So the fewer times I change lanes with this load, the less is the risk of a collision. Okay, 75.
Take exit 20B on the left.
75 north. Lane ends here. I don't want to drive in the middle unless I have a pilot. Okay, I think it's somewhere here. Speaking about pilots. think it's 210. 210, exit 210.